Awards, so I figured we better get the meeting started, although I'm sorry that the officer from the county sheriff's department, I guess, had to put in a court appearance. I was trying to encourage him that whoever was being charged would probably be really happy if he no-showed, but I think duty called. So for everybody else, we would like at the end of the meeting to get a group picture of the recipients together outside, both for our records and also for the local press. So just please remember that, because it's a little hard taking the photos in this setup here. Are there any announcements before I turn the program over to our chairperson? Any brief announcements, Rotary announcements?
Just that I'll be looking for some folks to help cook for the Dirt on Bird.
Is that a Freudian slip? Yeah. Very good. No other announcements? With that, I'd like to turn it over to Merle to introduce our guest speaker.
Guest speakers and other nefarious individuals.
Yes. Yeah, I don't know, is he from Gitmo or what?
Well, we're not sure yet, but we have a surprise presenter. He's actually been on the Witness Protection Program. I have an uncle down in Maricopa County, Arizona. Joe Arpaio, you probably heard of him, the guy who runs his prisons with pink shorts. Oh. Anyway, he's supposed to be around here, and he's going to entertain you, pick on you, etc., etc., etc.
Oh my God,
What do you got in there? You got somebody with a sidearm? Oh, God. Get out of here. Well, I tell you what, these are days I wish I belonged to the Lions Club. Why me, Lord? Gosh, I tell you one thing, my Uncle Joe doesn't take care of haircuts very well over there. Imagine you do have a lot of boyfriends, though.
Oh, I am. I want to talk to you about that. Who are all these people? Those people over there, who are they?
Well, I tell you what, there's part Rotarians in here. This is the Angels Murphys Rotary Club, and we're here today to actually honor some outstanding public service, safety, correctional officers, and etc.
But that group looks like a math review class I was once in. Oh yeah, there's the pom-pom girl. Sweetheart, if I told you you had a beautiful body, would you hold it against me?
That's the old girlfriend, Boom Boom O'Toole.
Boom Boom. And there's a football player there. What's his name?
That's Bronco Lajeunesse. You know, remember that scholarship from USC?
Oh yeah, I can
appreciate
that. Yeah.
How did he do that?
Well, O.J. Simpson was his tutor. He helped him with the entrance exam. O.J. was asked, how many bones in the human body? O.J. said, oh, there must be dozens. Right on the key. Started right away. Hey, kid, the jock is worn on the inside of your pants. Now, before I begin, is this how McMahon told you?
I think Johnny Carson got started this way.
He did.
He wasn't wearing a beard, though.
Well, he was much younger then.
Would you mind telling these people why you're in jail?
Well, it's just
and the other thing is, you're in the Witness Protection Program and in jail.
Right.
Do some explanation.
Well, I'll try. I'm in jail because of a terrible misunderstanding.
Oh, of course.
I was in this jewelry store with my girlfriend, Boom Boom. We were looking at this very expensive ring. And the clerk took it out of the case and said, take a look at it in the light. I took it outside, the alarms went off. It's terrible. And not 1 week before that, a judge told me he'd never want to see me in his courtroom again. And I tried to explain that to the police, but they weren't buying it.
I can understand that.
Right.
Well, how come you're 01? You're the only person in that jail?
Oh, no, no,
Joe
no.
isn't doing that well if you're the only guy there.
No, 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 no. I'm the only U.S. citizen.
Why did they put you in the witness protection program to begin with?
Well, you know, the federal authorities thought that I would be better protected from the Calaveras County Police and the Maricopa County Police if I was in their program. For some reason, those guys are out to get me.
I imagine that.
Who could know that?
Well, we're going to get on with this program.
Oh, sure. I'm here to award the outstanding prisoners of Calaveras
He's not.
wait a minute. And the Sierra concentration camp and the guys from Gitmo.
You have it wrong. This is the Angels Murphy's Rotary Club. We're here to honor some very outstanding public service employees. Okay, who do you want to pick on first?
Well, you mean I'm in enemy territory?
Yes, you are.
Oh, Lord, now I know how Custard fell. Wait till the ACLU hears about this. Well, I guess I may as well stay because I've already missed lunch at Cody's jail. And he had a special treat for us today. Today was peanut butter sandwich Thursday. Perfect. And all the water you could drink. They've been waterboarding you for a while. Anyway, who do you want to start with?
We want to start with. Well, let's start with the fire. Let's start with the. How about we start with the Angels Fire Department?
Oh, that's good, because that was my first conviction. I set fire to a school. Can you imagine John Brophy wanted to keep me in the 5th grade again? And my draft board wanted to know why I wanted another student deferment. So, you know. Anyway, who are we going to start with?
We're going to start with the Angels.
Angels. Captain who?
Captain Nate Fry.
Fry. Oh, that's very appropriate. Yes, I did. Well, the other day, he got back from a 4-hour fire. And he reported to Chief Kinley and said, Chief, we saved most of the building. The foundation is saved of this multi-million-dollar home. We were a little delayed because we were trying to get the fire engine out of Angels Creek.
We have Greg Peterson going to make this award from the Angels. Greg, where are you? Come on up and bring your honoree. Captain Fry. Do your thing.
Do my thing. So first off, that's not true. The fire truck wasn't completely in the creek. They were given the assignment to get some frogs for the frog jump.
Oh, good.
Our firefighter of the year is Captain Nathan Fry. He started out his career way back in around 1999, one of the old timers. He was fortunate enough to be hired on over in Sonora, which gave him an opportunity to go to the Columbia College Fire Science program, which he graduated with his associate's degree in fire science. He has worked off and on concurrently with both Sonora and Angels City Fire Department. He became one of our first paid-on-call engineers as our fire department began its transition from all volunteer to a combination department where we have some full-time personnel and the remainder of the personnel are paid on call. Nathan was hired as a captain in, let me see here, in 2007.
Well, that's when promoted, yeah.
Yeah, he promoted from engineer to captain in 2007. And he was also assigned the additional task of being the city's fire marshal. So he actually wears two different hats, has two different badges, two different uniforms. Nathan is, among other things, he's also our administrative captain, one of our two full-time employees. So the tremendous workload that he has is amazing. He works as the city's fire marshal. He handles all of the budgetary and day-to-day operational issues for our department, and he's also our lead fire captain. And for those are the reasons that we chose him as our firefighter of the year, because he does an exemplary job in all three of his positions.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Now, remember Chief Kovacs? Do you want to pick on him or do you want to pick on Cal Fire?
Now, I'm going to pick on Chief Kovacs right now because the other day one of his buddies went to the big firehouse in the sky, and St. Peter greeted him and said, "Oh, you will have no trouble getting into heaven, but you're going to have to wait until the big fire chief in the sky arrives." The guy said, "No, that's not fair. I was here first." And Pete, call him Pete, said, "Well, he's not really a fire chief. He's God. He just thinks he is." Chief Kovacs?
Chief Kovacs? What Your honoree is Ray Birnbaum.
Bearbaum.
It is? Bearbaum.
Bearbaum.
Birnbaum.
Yes, you have to. What are you gonna do?
I wasn't real honest with Ray when I told him that he was going to lunch.
Yeah.
What for? Never mind. Never mind. Just show up. So, Ray Bearbaum's been with us for several years now. He is our fire district chaplain, and all those agencies out there that have chaplains know the importance of having one in your organization and what they come to the table with and what they offer. Not only helping our folks internally, but being able to help going to calls when someone has had a tragedy of their own. And Ray is there to work with the families and take that burden off of the firefighters and the EMTs to be able to do what we're there to do. So he's also heavily involved in our Firefighters Association that we have. He is a certified car seat technician for the fire district to fit car seats for new mothers, and also trained in critical incident stress management. So I'd like to honor him today as our chaplain, Ray Bearbaum.
Oh, Chief. You know, the other day I asked Chief Newman, how can you tell going into a locker room whether you have a woman in the fire department? He said, very simple. He says, all you have to do is look under the locker. If there are 21 pairs of boots, then he asked me a question. He said, if a school administrator and a fireman were at the top of a tall building and had to jump, which one would hit the net first? I said, very simple. It's the fireman. The school administrator would have to ask directions on. Is that it? Perfect.
Bob Lehman is your honoree.
I'd like to thank the Rotary Club for the opportunity to recognize Bob Lehman today. Bob Lehman's been around a couple days. Says here since July of 1975, Bob. Is that correct? Anyway, Bob's getting ready to retire here. This is his last fire season. And it's been a good career. When Bob started as a seasonal firefighter back at Sonora in 1975, he was kind of fascinated with the heavy equipment side of our department. He never really lost focus of that, but he promoted to engineer as an LT engineer, that's limited term engineer in the 12 calibers unit, and worked a little bit all over the unit, I guess. Huh, Bob? And then, yeah. And then I met Bob, I think, when I hired on, he was an engineer at Mono Village. And so that must have been in the late 70s, early 80s, I guess. The other thing, you'll hear a common theme here, and just a little plug for Columbia College that I missed. I used to see Bob's picture up on the wall as past residents of the Columbia College Fire Department when I was at Columbia College Fire Department. So a little plug for our local program there. Anyway, Bob promoted to crew captain at the Baseline Conservation Camp, and help me out here, 1987.
Yep.
Spent 13 years as a fire captain at our Arnold station after that tour at Baseline. And then you got your opportunity to become an HFEO, Heavy Fire Equipment Operator in 2000 as a temporary assignment, I guess. And then made that a permanent assignment, and Bob on a bulldozer was something to watch, let me tell you. All those years of pent-up aggression, wanting to be on that thing. He became quite a dozer operator. He was really good, and then from dozer operator, you don't hear this very often in our organization, he promoted to battalion chief, which is a position that he holds now in the Altaville Battalion. The Altaville Battalion takes in Murphy's, Altaville, and our Copper Station. And over the last year, almost 2 years, we've had, 2 years ago, we had a couple fatalities in the HFEO world. We lost a couple dozer operators. And Bob, on the statewide level, became very instrumental in rewriting the training curriculum that we give our dozer operators. We kind of found out that maybe we weren't giving them enough training and education to do their job, and he was very instrumental in that. And at the battalion chief level, he got to not only apply the practical side of being a dozer operator to it, but the staff side of it and the management side of it. And our program today is a heck of a lot better off than it ever was, and we owe a lot of thanks to Bob. And then over the last year, Bob's been instrumental in getting ready to rebuild our Altaville Forest Fire Station. And he worked a deal with the City of Angels, and we're in a temporary facility. And he also was very instrumental in moving the dozer to our San Andreas headquarters while this transition takes place. And not only has he accomplished all this stuff, he just has a way about him. You know, he doesn't make a lot of noise. He just keeps plugging, and he deserves all the recognition in the world. And he's been a good mentor to me, if you want to know the truth, as somebody that's honest and has a lot of integrity. So, Bob's our firefighter of the year.
Should I call you Odd One or Ought One?
Oh, you can call me Odd One, not Odd One. And what's your name?
My name is Merle.
Oh, I thought it was Merlin. You were some kind of a magician or
If I
something.
were a magician, you wouldn't be
Who's next?
Now, considering the way you insult people, are you sure you want these correctional officers? Are you going to do the same thing? Because those guys could hunt bear with a switch.
Woo! But prisoners, these are my favorite people.
Well, I
You
tell
know-
you what, the correctional officers from the Sierra Conservation Center.
Conservation.
And their honoree is Sergeant Keith Petrie of the Vallecito Conservation Camp.
I see.
We've had some changes. General Chavez over here is going to...
Well,
Keith, did you bring your cuffs?
I know Gordon Clay very well. In fact, I've been a model prisoner in many ways, if you get my drift. You know, being in prison isn't so bad. you get 3 squares a day, and I don't have to go to the welfare office to pick up my check. It's mailed right to the Motherlode Bank in care of Chuck Millarzo. And I get one of those things called congenital visits.
That's what you're trying to do in there.
Well, I gave her $5. Okay.
We want to thank the Rotary Angels Murphy Rotary for allowing us to nominate Correctional Sergeant Keith Petrie as our Selection Officer of the Year. Keith started with the department in 1985 as a correctional officer and subsequently promoted to sergeant in 1998. During that period, he became active with our Special Emergency Response Team, which is equivalent to like a CERT team. He did that for almost, 7-8 years?
Quite a few more.
Quite 10 years. Moving up to Assistant CERT Commander and then became the CERT Commander at Sierra Conservation Center. You were also a Navy veteran. Did 3 years in the Navy when he came to the department. What is not too well known is that he comes from a generation of correctional employees. His dad was the chief of the transportation out of headquarters and is now retired. He also has a son who's a correctional officer. So this is the 3rd generation, or 2nd, down to 3rd generation of Petrie's with the department. Keith subsequently promoted to sergeant, went out to Vallecito where he serves as the assistant camp commander out of Vallecito. Been out there for how many years now?
6 years now.
6 years now. We can't get him to come back inside. In that capacity, he's worked hand in hand with the CAL FIRE folks on the custody side and making sure, if you haven't had a chance, we'll remember to take a tour of Vallecito. It's one of our best run operations out there, and a lot of it is the leadership that Keith provides out there with the staff he's got. And how many officers do you supervise? 7 officers. So doing a bang-up job out there with the Vallecito camp. Keith been married 25 years to his wife Donna and has 3 children. And we want to congratulate him for being our selection for Officer of the Year. He's also involved with the community with Little League baseball and football programs.
Yeah, through the years, I've done my part in coaching the kids.
We're very fortunate to have Keith with the CDCR family.
You guys might remember Mr. Chavez. He was one of our tour guides for those that went on the tour of the prison several weeks ago.
I'm also a local Murphy. I'm board director of the Murphy Community Club, so we also do our fair share.
Who's next?
Well, you want to pick on the highway patrol now?
Let's do that. You know, the last guy, I guess a couple of years ago, made fun of the commander of the CHP. He said, what was the question? Oh, he was taking a health course at Columbia College. And he was asked on his final exam to name the 4 major food groups. Well, he said, glaze, powder, sugar, and plain. I bet that guy was looking over his shoulder for a while. But the CHP is very helpful. I was trying to get away from the fire. I started at John's school in this car that I had stolen from Wayne and Son. I didn't know it was in for a great job. And so these guys were so helpful. They laid down these things in the road. And boom, I locked my tires and I stopped right away. But do you know that who's the commander?
Lieutenant Jim Port.
Is he here? Lieutenant Jim Port?
Tim.
Oh, Tim. He was interviewing a rookie candidate the other day, and he said, what would you do if you had to arrest your own mother? And the kid said, by golly, I'd call for backup. And who is going to present these wonderful awards?
Is Lieutenant Port?
No.
Butler here? No.
You mean I insulted these people?
They left out the back door already? They heard they were coming.
Yeah.
You sure no one from the highway patrol is here?
No, they heard John was here and they all just
Thank you.
well,
All right, now.
Well, you're probably lucky. John, you ever get pulled over?
Never.
All right, Angels Camp Police Department.
Are they here?
I don't have the bio for them because they didn't have it ready.
Oh,
Monterey and who's ever going to do this, come on up, please.
Oh, this guy looks like
You can pick on him. He didn't get the paperwork to you at all. You get pulled over by him?
I know Chief Noonan very well. Because he was out with one of these young men. I think it may have been him. And he pulled me over on Greenhorn Creek Drive. He clocked me at 27 miles an hour in the 25 mile an hour zone. So I pulled over, rolled down my window, and out he comes in his best John Wayne swag. I said, okay, buddy, where's the fire? I could not resist. I said, in your eyes, officer, in your eyes. He didn't find that amusing. Then he asked me if I'd been drinking. I said, of course, I'm too drunk to walk. Well,
Perfect.
you're the guy.
Well, we didn't have the opportunity to get the paperwork from you, so I don't know.
Sergeant Steve Portinga, and this is our school resource officer, Officer Jim McEwen. And on behalf of the chief, his apologies for not being able to make it. He had a high school graduation to go to, so he sent me up here to take care of this at the last minute. So I was also given specific instructions not to embarrass my department or Officer McEwen. He put together a little bio for me, so I'm just going to kind of read this because I wasn't really prepped for this, so that way we get some information out about Jim here. His ears are going to turn red anyway. Anyway, this is School Resource Officer Jim McEwen. He graduated from Bret Harte in 1989. He grew up wanting to pursue a career in law enforcement. After high school, he went to college majoring in criminal justice through Modesto Junior College. In 1992, he enlisted in the U.S. Navy and became a third-class petty officer. He was also selected while in the U.S. Navy to be a member of the Presidential Honor Guard under President Bill Clinton. I'm sorry about that. Jim's enlistment ended in 1996 with a good conduct honorable discharge. He immediately went back to school attempting to complete a degree and started the Modesto Police Academy. He graduated the academy in May of 1997. By October, he went to work for the Jackson Rancheria Tribal Police Department. We all have to start somewhere. I'm sorry.
No, it's all good.
He also started to work as a reserve officer for Houston Police Department in Stanislaus County. He eventually left the Tribal Police Department and went to work full-time at the Houston Police Department. In October of 1999, he married his wife, Amy. Amy, sitting back over here. By the way, he's going to tell you, probably today, he is definitely in love with Amy.
Oh yeah, big time.
Together they have raised a beautiful family together. He considers his family to be a godsend and a blessing. Amy and Jim have 3 children together, AJ, Jaden, and Emily. In September 2001, the Houston Police Department contracted with Stanislaus County Sheriff's Department, and Officer McEwen became a Stanislaus County deputy by default.
Okay.
I believe that one alone too. Deputy McEwen decided to leave the Sheriff's Department and go back to work for a police department. He went back to work for the Jackson Rancheria Tribal Police Department, and also as a reserve officer, this time for Sutter Creek Police Department. In May of 2003, Officer McEwen left his reserve status with Sutter Creek and came to the Angels Camp Police Department. I remember that. Because that's when I started listening to Officer McEwen, and if you listen to him talk, you want to talk about Kermit the Frog. Yeah, I'm not trying to pick on
No, that's all good. I've got your
we decided to pick him up full time, and we sent him to go work at the schools as a school resource officer, which is his current assignment. He definitely loves his current assignment. He wants to continue working with the schools as long as possible. He doesn't like graveyard shift. Did I mention he has like an 8 to 5 Monday through Thursday? Oh no, wait, my bad. It's Tuesday through Friday. He hopes to set an example for the youth of the community. His hobbies include being a magician and showing off to the kids. To this day, Officer McEwen has never been drunk or high.
True.
Perfect.
He came to the right spot.
He hopes he can help influence the youth to make good, sound decisions by the way he lives his life. He was also selected as Officer of the Year because he was instrumental in part of the juvenile work program, which is in lieu of going to probation. We can cite juveniles to our juvenile work program, and between Officer McEwen, Teresa Fry back there, they take care of the juveniles when they come in for the work program. They take out garbage, wash the cars, work around the police department to help out. He was also involved in the trading card program, every 15 minutes program, and he was fundamental in helping with receiving a large sum of money in the form of a grant from the Winter Creek Foundation, which is going to help with our school resource position. So, Officer Jim McKeown.
Well, I don't even have a bio to read for the Highway Patrol, otherwise I would do that. But that's gone. Okay, so now we got the Sheriff's Department, and we have missing.
Doris, when did you get out? See you there. Sweetheart.
There's been some changes. Mr. Dorsey, Officer Dorsey, is not here. He had a prior engagement. And Lieutenant Walker, Undersheriff Walker, was supposed to be here, and I don't believe he is here either. However, I could read this for the family. I believe Officer Dorsey's father is here, wife is here, etc.
Clay will do it.
Okay, good.
You know,
I just see
after
you
I
come in.
would you stop stepping on my line? You know, I had a wonderful ride to the county jail after my arrest in English County. And the sheriff was so anxious to see me. He said, you know, I have a warrant for your arrest. It seems that one of the lap dancers at Boston's Corners had complained about my behavior. Well, enough about me. You know, the other day, a deputy stopped John Hollerman over there, and he pulled him over, got out of his unit, said, sir, you know, your wife fell out of the truck about 5 miles back. And John said, oh my God, thank goodness, I thought I was going deaf.
Afternoon, my name is Clay Hawkins. I'm a captain with the Calaveras County Sheriff's Office. The sheriff sends his regards. We had a bit of a trouble last night, and he and Under Sheriff Walker are in the midst of cleaning that matter up. We're very fortunate today. Unfortunately, Chris Dorsey, he's one of our sheriff's deputies, he got a subpoena for court. So I don't think he wanted to tell the judge he was receiving an award and not go to court. So he had to leave real quick, so we send our apologies for him. However, Chris has been on the department since 2003, and he split that time between 2 assignments. He started off his career as a correctional officer in our main detention facility in San Andreas, and then was promoted to full sworn sheriff's deputy about 2 years later. And since that time, he's been working uniform patrol assignment. But John is, Chris, I keep looking at his brother John, Chris is being recognized today because in 2008, he was part of an investigative team who had essentially cracked 17 burglaries in the Arnold area, and almost single-handedly was able to identify the suspect and clear the case of what started on a routine traffic stop. So that was indeed certainly above and beyond the call of duty for Chris, and we're recognizing him for that.
Hot one, did you miss anybody?
No, but if I have, please believe me, my insults are from the heart.
Terms of endearment.
Yeah, well, I don't know about that. Anyway, you promised me a 30-minute head start, didn't you?
Well, I tell you what,
You gotta get out of here.
you're going to have to, and I'm going to tell Uncle Joe about your hair. I mean,
Well,
you look like a terrorist.
Well, no, not I. And I thought I got rid of my pink badge. So I have to do this?
Yes.
Okay. All right. I'm ready to win the drawing.
Well, I tell you what, this ends the program. Thank you very, very much.